She said it so casually that my mind didn't register it at first. "I'm leaving, but I'm keeping the apartment. My name's on the lease." Her voice floated through the kitchen like smoke, thin, poisonous, and impossible to ignore. She didn't look at me when she said it. She didn't have to. She knew the effect those words would have. My hands tightened around the glass of water I was holding. My heartbeat slowed, not sped up. I've always found that interesting, how some people panic when chaos hits, while I become unnaturally calm. She finally turned around. Her face carried the expression of someone giving a weather report. No guilt, no hesitation, no emotion. Just decision. A decision she believed she had the power to enforce. "What did you say?" I asked quietly. She shrugged. "I'm moving out, but I'm not giving up the apartment. I deserve it." Deserve. That word echoed, cold and metallic, inside my skull. My girlfriend of 2 years, the woman who moved into my place, the woman I paid the bills for, the woman whose job I helped her get, whose tuition loans I helped her fight, whose family I supported when no one else would. Now she stood in my kitchen, telling me she was keeping the apartment as if she were telling me she bought a new plant. Her eyes held something else, too. Relief, as if she'd been waiting for this moment, as if this wasn't the beginning of something, but the end game. And I felt something shift in me, quietly, slowly, dangerously. A line snapping, but not loudly, silently. I said nothing, because I had already learned silence is a weapon, and I was about to use it. She had been acting strange for weeks. The late-night study sessions, the sudden work emergencies, the way she always placed her phone screen down whenever I walked into the room. But I didn't jump to conclusions. No, I observed. I watched the way she smiled at her messages, the way she hid receipts inside her planner, the way she returned home smelling like perfume she didn't own. The signs were small, but betrayal always reveals itself in the details. Still, I waited for the moment her mask slipped. It didn't take long. One night she came home late, too late, and she didn't realize I was awake, sitting in the dark. She whispered someone's name under her breath while placing her bag on the couch. A man's name. A man whose name I had heard before. A coworker she had once described as annoying. Funny how the annoying ones become interesting when someone is looking for an escape. She didn't see me watching her from the hallway. She didn't feel my gaze follow her as she walked to the shower, humming a song she never hummed before. People hum when they're happy. Or guilty. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Anger gives people power. Silence takes it away. So when she said she was leaving and taking the apartment with her, it only confirmed what I already knew. She wasn't leaving because she was unhappy. She wasn't leaving because we didn't work. She was leaving because she thought she had won. Because she thought she could use me one last time. Because she believed she had leverage. She had forgotten one thing, though. I'm not the man you betray and walk away from. I'm the man who waits, who watches, who chooses his moment carefully. And she had just given me mine. The morning after her announcement, she behaved like nothing happened. She made coffee, she scrolled through her phone, she hummed again. I watched her quietly. Every movement, every shift in her expression, every lie disguised as normalcy. She was packing her things slowly, intentionally, leaving certain drawers untouched. Her makeup, her clothes, her jewelry. She wasn't just leaving, she was preparing to return, to take the apartment, to take what I built. She thought the lease was her shield, that her name on a piece of paper gave her ownership of my life. She didn't know how wrong she was. I spent the next 2 days gathering evidence. Not of cheating, I didn't care about that anymore. Her infidelity was merely the symptom. What mattered was her intention, her manipulation, her attempt to take what wasn't hers. I watched the security footage from the hallway. I collected screenshots of her messages from the cloud backup she didn't know synced to my laptop. I found her emails, her plans, her conversations with her coworker turned lover about life after the breakup. The most interesting message? Her telling him she would kick me out slowly and keep the apartment because he won't fight me. She thought I wouldn't fight. She thought she knew me. People always do, until they see the other side of me, the quiet side, the one that calculates. I found something else too. The lease wasn't as solid as she believed. Her name on it, yes, but the landlord? He was my uncle, a detail she had forgotten or never cared to remember. He wasn't fond of her. He tolerated her for my sake. And when I asked him to provide the original documents, he didn't hesitate. Everything she had said, every assumption, was built on a false foundation. A foundation I was about to remove, brick by brick, silently. That night she returned with an energy I recognized immediately, guilt disguised as confidence. She looked at me like she had already taken everything from me, like she had already won. But she didn't see what I saw. She didn't see the end. Not for her. Not yet. I waited. Because revenge isn't loud. It's quiet. And it arrives when the other person thinks the storm has passed. It happened on a Sunday morning. The sky was pale gray, soft, muted, almost peaceful. The kind of morning where nothing feels urgent. Perfect. She was drinking her coffee, scrolling through her messages, smiling the kind of smile people wear when they're planning their future without you. I placed the folder on the table. She looked at it, confused at first. "What's this?" "A goodbye gift," I said calmly. She opened it slowly, expecting something sentimental. Instead, she found printouts of her messages, screenshots of her emails, photos of her dates, receipts for dinners with a man she claimed she barely knew, the updated lease documents, and finally, the eviction notice with her name on it. Her face drained of color. "What? What is this?" she whispered. "Proof," I said, "of everything." She flipped through the pages with trembling hands, her breath stuttering. How did you get all of this?" "I pay the bills," I said. "I know the passwords. I know the Wi-Fi sync. I know the landlord." She froze. "You can't do this," she breathed. I already did. Her eyes filled with panic. Not tears. Panic. Tears come from guilt. Panic comes from losing control. "This is illegal," she stammered. "No," I said. "What you planned was illegal." I leaned forward, looking right into her eyes. "You didn't leave because you fell out of love. You left because you thought you could take something from me. You thought you could manipulate me." She swallowed hard. "I didn't—" "Don't lie," I cut in. "Not now." Silence stretched between us, heavy, suffocating. She had nothing left. No excuses, no script, just the truth. And the truth was the one thing she couldn't control. She started crying, a soft, desperate sound. Not because she regretted cheating, not because she regretted leaving. No, she cried because her plan collapsed, because the apartment she thought she'd keep was no longer hers, because the man she manipulated wasn't the fool she believed he was. "This isn't fair," she whispered. "Fair," I repeated softly, almost amused. "You wanted to kick me out of my own home." Her lip trembled. "I wasn't going to actually—" "You were," I said, "and you would have enjoyed it." Her shoulders shook. "Please, can we talk about this?" "We are talking." She reached for my arm. I stepped back. "I made mistakes," she said quickly. "We can fix this." "You made choices," I corrected. "Fixing is for accidents. What you did was intentional." She broke then, completely. The mask shattered, the confidence drained. The manipulator became the victim in her own story, but not in mine. The final blow was subtle, quiet, cold. I slid the apartment keys off the table and placed them in my pocket. "Pack your things," I said. "You have 2 hours." Her mouth dropped open. 2 hours? That's not— "You wanted the apartment," I said. "Now you leave with nothing." She stared at me as though seeing a stranger. Maybe she was, because she had never known who I truly was. People think revenge is dramatic, loud, violent. They're wrong. The most devastating revenge is silence, control, taking back everything the betrayer thought they had secured, and watching them, slowly, painfully, that they never had power in the first place. She left in under 2 hours, not because she wanted to, because there was nothing left to fight for. I watched her carry her bags down the hallway. No yelling, no begging, no last-minute speeches, just defeat. She glanced back once. Her eyes were red, hollow, searching for something to hold on to. Hope, maybe, or pity. But I felt nothing. No sadness, no anger, no satisfaction, just clarity. She wasn't the villain in my story. She was the ending, the final lesson, the confirmation that trusting the wrong person is more dangerous than any enemy. When the door closed behind her, the apartment felt lighter, as if the walls themselves exhaled. I walked to the window, feeling the quiet settle around me like a blanket. Not comforting, not cold, just final. People think losing someone breaks you. Sometimes it frees you. She tried to take everything, but in the end, she only lost herself. My final thought as I stood there staring at the empty street: some betrayals destroy you. Some betrayals reveal you. And this one? It revealed exactly who I was, and who I would never be again.
How could you do this?